A fourth suspect has been arrested in connection with the shooting at Roxborough High School that left a 14-year-old dead and 4 others injured. Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and right now we're in the state of Pennsylvania. We're currently in the city of Philadelphia. Today we're going to be taking a drive through the Roxborough neighborhood here in northwest Philadelphia. We have relatively clear skies. It's about 55 degrees. We're in a residential neighborhood. So Roxborough is bordered to the southwest along Schuylkill River by the neighborhood of Manayunk, along the northeast by the Wissahickon Creek section of Fairmount Park, and by the southwest, the East Falls neighborhood. Beyond Roxborough lies Montgomery County. All right, so we're gonna make this right-hand turn. We're coming off of Livesey. We're turning right onto Valley Ave. As you can see, the homes on our left-hand side have different color bricks. Red, dark red, light red, and in some cases, black. On our right-hand side, there's a different facade, different style. But both sides have pairs of homes. You can see on the right-hand side, they have driveways with garages. We're traveling about 11 miles per hour. We're on the 7100 block of Valley Ave, passing Cinnaminson. The Native American trail called Monotony, now Ridge Avenue, was central to the well-organized development of farms and plantations within the area, then known as Manatona. The court of Upland in England appointed local Swedish settler Peter Rambo to be the maintainer of the Montany Road. Let's make this right-hand turn. We have vehicles behind us. We're gonna turn right on Hill Road. As you can see, there's a lot of forestation. And since it's the fall/winter season, many of the leaves have fell, so the trees look naked. But if you come through here in the summer, it's usually very vivid and green. We're going uphill. You guys can't really see the hill, but we're going uphill. And coincidentally, this neighborhood lies right next to Manayunk. In some cases, shares some area with Manayunk. Manayunk is a very, very hilly neighborhood. One of Philadelphia's most hilly neighborhoods, almost comparable to San Francisco, California. And I can tell you that from experience because I've actually got a chance to drive up and down some of the most insane hills in San Francisco, California. We're not as bad, but we definitely have some pretty steep inclines and declines. In 1690, the road was renamed to Ridge Road. It follows the crest of ridge between Wissahickon Valley and the Schuylkill Valley. And the area was renamed Roxborough, likely named for its Roxburghshire, Scotland, an ancestral home of Andrew Robeson, one of the earliest settlers of the area. So that goes to show you, we had Swedish settlers in this area. Many of the neighborhoods in Philadelphia were founded or started by either Swedish, Germans, Irish, and so on. Many immigrants migrated here, and they started what you guys now see as Philadelphia. Let's make this left-hand turn. And I don't know if you guys made note earlier, but this was farmland. We have a house for sale on my left-hand side. I don't see an address. We had a gentleman putting up his Christmas lights on my right-hand side. Again, on our left-hand side, we have driveways. On our right-hand side, we have driveways with first floor garages, attached garages. So you can go from your living space upstairs and go straight down to your garage. We're approaching Renz Hagner. We have a gentleman walking his cool little dog on my right-hand side. Let's make this left-hand turn on the 600 block of Renz Hagler. We just came off of Hyola Road. We have houses with solar technology on the roof, you see? Check it out, they got solar panels. Let me pull over because we do have a vehicle behind us. I don't want to hold them up. So most of modern day Roxborough was once a part of Roxborough Township, which was incorporated into the city in the following of the Passage Act of Consolidation in 1854. At this time, Roxborough was home of the wealthiest amongst owners in the Manayunk Mills. So Roxborough was an elite neighborhood. Let's make this left-hand turn. From right here, I can see the Philadelphia skyline. Wow, you guys can't really make out because the trees and everything, but it was peaking. The Comcast Center was peaking over these row homes in front of us. We're going downhill. Pretty rough roads, unfortunately. We have a nice old school Honda Accord on my right-hand side. You see that? The flip-up lights. I believe that is a 1987. It had a Yakima roof rack. I've actually got a chance to visit Yakima. I believe Yakima was in Oregon. Yeah, and I have a Yakima roof rack, which is interesting. All right, we're passing Hill Road. Let's continue traveling forward. We're gonna make our right at the corner. So there were textile mills too that were in the area that produced revenue that was spent on buildings, parks, large Victorian manor built for the area's elderly women, and a home for women in Roxborough. Now this was one of the areas that was incorporated later. If you pay attention, Manayunk was also one of those areas. I've documented Manayunk before. I probably have to do an updated 2022 version. But Manayunk was one of those neighborhoods that were incorporated later into the Philadelphia list of neighborhoods. Now, for those of you who don't know, Philadelphia has at least 55 well-known neighborhoods, but they have over 100 plus neighborhoods, probably around 120, 130. I should know that by now, but unfortunately, I have not tabulated it. But I know I have documented over 100 neighborhoods. So this was one of the ones that was added later on into the picture. We have a gigantic snowman on our right-hand side, and then we had another snow display on our left. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on the 7200 block of Shaucup Street. So we have the big television antennas up top. If you guys take a look on top of that building, you'll see some large antennas. Since the 1950s, most of Philadelphia's major television and FM radio stations have located their transmission towers in Roxborough because of its hilly terrain and high elevation. The tallest of these towers is the American Tower, which stands approximately 1,250 feet, which is equivalent to 381 meters tall. Public television station Mind, once called WYBE, also formerly located in Upper Roxborough, close to the neighboring Andorra neighborhood. I have covered Andorra also. Now, for the most part, Northwest is like Northeast Philadelphia. Northeast Philadelphia is very visually appealing, for the most part clean, very uniform. The same would apply for this area of Northwest Philadelphia and different neighborhoods in Northwest Philadelphia. Even though they would have different styles and different architecture, they would be uniform. You see on our left, uniform. You don't see different painted houses, different style of shingles, different color trims, pretty uniform. And even when we get to the corner of this block, we're gonna see some properties in front of us that, again, they don't match the brick ones on our left, but even though they changed the style, they're uniform. Okay, so we can go left or we can go right. Let's go right so we can take a look at these television antennas. You see them right there? They're huge. They're massive. So that goes to show you that the Roxborough neighborhood is at a higher elevation than majority of the city. Let's make this left on Matthias, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So if you live in the Roxborough neighborhood or you decide to come move here, just know that Roxborough is well connected to Center City, Philadelphia, with multiple bus routes and bike lanes reaching the river and downtown area of Philadelphia's SEPTA, Manayunk Norristown Regional Rail Line. Let's make this left-hand turn. Let's go through some of these little tinier blocks. This is Wortman, like you have a wart on your finger, Wortman. You also have Philadelphia University and St. Joseph's University nearby. And you have another quiet neighborhood nearby, which I have documented before, called East Falls. So if you're wondering what type of parks and recreation they have in the area, they have Wissahickon Valley Park. I've been there before. Courtesy Stable, located in Wissahickon Valley Park. Gorgas Park, Kendrick Recreation Center, Roxborough Pocket Park, the Schuylkill Center for Environmental Education, Walnut Lane Golf Course, Upper Roxborough Reservoir Preserve, Al Perlman Sports Complex, Kelly Park, and the Roxborough of YMCA. One of the main and oldest thoroughfares through Roxborough is Ridge Avenue. That was that road we talked about earlier that was renamed. It was previously a Native American trail, which tells us that Native Americans once called this area home. Let's make this right on Paoli Ave. And we're driving towards the antennas. So there are a few points of interest in the area. You got D'Alessandro Steaks, which is a notable cheesesteak eatery. I've never eaten from there, but I'm making note of it. Church of St. Alban, Roxborough Episcopal Church. We're passing Shallcup Street. Look, we had some new additions on our left. I don't know if you guys noticed, those houses did not match the facade of the neighborhood. They were tall too. They look more like row homes that were in Northern Liberties, picked up with a crane and a helicopter and dropped over here. You have the Valley Green Inn, the last remaining roadhouse in Philadelphia. And you can find a lot more reading and a lot more information if you guys want to learn more about Roxborough. I'm just here to plant the seed. We're at Paoli and Matthias Street. We can make a right or we can make a left. I think I shall make a left. We have a little library out there. There was one of those little library boxes next to that tree. It was right next to the tree stump. So Roxborough, based on areavibes.com, receives a D- rating when it comes to crime. D-. Total crime is 6% above the national average. Violent crime is 30% above the national average. Property crime is 2% above the national average. Based on key findings provided by areavibes.com, it is said that you have a 1 in 41 chance of becoming a victim of crime. And Roxborough is said to be safer than 61% of the cities in Pennsylvania. Now, as you heard earlier on in the story, there were shootings in the area and there have been ambushes and things of that nature. Most recently, a high school football game was disrupted by a blaze of gunfire, which hurt and injured several students and took the life of one.